So Nearpod has started to integrate AI with some of their activities. One of these they did last year. It was available last year. And then this next one they recently added. Now we have it with the kind of membership that we have at Charles England. So we're very lucky that we have the platform that we have or the level that we have. So I'm going to show you both ways today. And we'll show you the one they did last year first. So this one, you would click Launch the Lesson Builder, and you would click Create a Lesson from Scratch. Now you can upload materials. You can upload, if you have lots of Google Slides lessons, you can actually upload your Google Slides into a Nearpod lesson. So that's really cool. You can upload pre-made activities. What I'm going to do, the ones that Nearpod already has in their library, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. But I'm going to blank slide on activities, and then I'm going to click. And if you see right here, it says multiple choice and time to climb both have AI options to help you come up with the questions. But I'm doing time to climb for today. Then you add select, and then you click add questions. Now I'm going to just type in ecosystems, fourth grade. And I'm just gonna keep it basic for now, but you could give it, with AI, the more specific you are with your search words, the more specific the questions it will give you. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to do just ecosystems, fourth grade. And then it gives you the option here, a standard multiple choice or a time to climb. The kids really like the time to climb game. It's kind of interactive and it's like a gamified version of a quiz. We use it in the library. And then you click create questions. Now, if you watch to the right here, it is literally, it does 10 questions, 10 batches, a batch of 10 questions at a time. So while I am sitting there talking, it has almost already come up with 10 questions. Now, you have the option to go through. I would recommend, it is AI. I would recommend reading each one before you just click it. But for argument's sake, or so for time's sake, I am going to just say that I read over all of them. They're all amazing. There's usually not ones I don't like. I usually like all of them. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to save and edit questions. Now, say I want more than 10 questions. I can go right back in. Ecosystems, fourth grade. Make sure it's on time to climb. It's going to give me 10 new questions very quickly. It's like it's giving you a whole batch, another batch of questions. It always usually does 10 at a time. I mean, in seconds, you have questions that go along with whatever standards you typed in. I'm going to say I like all of them again. And if you look, it added them. It didn't create a new quiz. It gave me, no, you probably don't want 21 questions in a quiz. Maybe with older kids, I don't know. But it added them to the same one. Now, you will double check and make sure. Sometimes the first one doesn't have anything. So what I've learned is I go to the delete and click yes. And now it needs a title, ecosystems. And then I'm going to save and exit. And it's going to pop me back into my library. And here it is. And this is one I did earlier. So I'm going to delete this one. Delete the old one. So now I have it right here in my lessons. And I did on double digit edition earlier. Now, that AI option they've had since last year. This one I think is fairly new. I don't think they had it last year. Now you can literally generate a whole lesson with AI Create. You click it in. I'm going to do addition, facts. Well, let's do ecosystems again. Ecosystems to go along with the quiz that we made. Fourth grade. Then you select your standards. You find your state. It literally is this easy. You find your subject. You find your grade. And then you click. Then it gives you your questions. Now, ecosystems are near the bottom. And it also brings back information they should know prior to it. So the standards show that it talks about organisms, environment, changes that are beneficial or harmful, that kind of thing. So I am going to do all these This might be a unit lesson that I might spend several weeks on, because it will, and you can just keep the lesson open until you finish with it. I'm going to select my standards. So I'm going to create a lesson. And then very, very quickly, it generates an outline. Now, in the outline form, I really can't see what that looks like. It's easier just to go and say create the lesson and then go back and delete slides that you don't like or add new slides. Because once this lesson is created in a minute, this is your lesson. It's your lesson to get rid of the slides you don't like, add the slides you do like. It's absolutely amazing. So here goes the AI magic. Create lesson from outline. This takes a little bit longer. I did an addition one using this, and the addition one went a little faster than this, but still, it's very, very quick. So you literally see it like it's telling you as it's making the lesson, it's telling you what it's doing. It's adding in interactive elements. It is getting your context. It is adding in some review content to make sure, they understand the lesson. And then once you see finalizing, you're almost done. They're getting your personal learning objectives. They have an assessment at the end, and then lesson created successfully. And check this out. So we're going to preview our lesson just so you can see it full screen. And just remember, you can go through and get rid of any slides you don't like. It gives you a title. It makes it automatic, gives you a title slide. It tells you what are the learning objectives for this lesson. And then it knows that it's very important to introduce that vocabulary right near the beginning. You could throw a slide in right after this where they do a pairs where they match the vocabulary a picture with a word. Excuse me. And I can show you how to do that. And just to kind of let them hear that vocabulary on the front end, to front load that vocabulary so they know what's going to be in the lesson. And then it jumps in, usually starts, and it has an open-ended question next, where how do you think humans can adapt to environmental changes? Think about things you see in your community. What is an ecosystem? And I went backwards. I don't know how it did that. And then it just keeps going. It does components of an ecosystem, types of ecosystems. At any point in this, if you wanted to add in a different slide to go along with it, or add in a little YouTube video clip, you could add a little video clip to go in with it, because this is your lesson now. So you can tweak it to make it work for your students. Components, where they know about ecosystems. And it just keeps going on and on. But, and look, you saw, it was like done in 30 seconds. But the best part is, and any of these slides I can write on, the best part is that you have this lesson, and it just keeps going, that is your standard for your grade. It gives them a place to draw it. It brings in all the different interactive elements of Nearpod. I keep starting it over, but get backwards. So, and then it usually ends with, so you don't have to see all the different things in here. Usually at the end, if you scroll down to the bottom, it ended with which solution you think is most effective for environmental problems. You can add images or videos in there. And then it usually ends with a time to climb or a quiz, just to assess understanding and see how well, how much they understood or comprehended the lesson. And then, like you can see there, like it's set for 30 seconds. If they need let me go to minutes. If they need like a minute, everything in here is editable, and you can add stuff to it. But say you got it where you want it, you like it, you click save and exit, and then it is right there in your library, and you got a lesson and you got a quiz to go with ecosystems. And it was absolutely that easy. I'm going to share this with you. If there is so much that Nearpod can do, I am perfectly willing to do a little tutorial after school one day once the car riders are gone, if you'd like to do that. It is amazing what all you can do with Nearpod. And it's completely interactive, and you can differentiate all the amazing things that we try to fit into our lessons. So I hope this was helpful. I was very impressed about creating a whole lesson with AI, because that was brand new. So I just had to share. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, let me know.